if you dashing in 2026 and you happen to unassign an order, you probably seen this message right here. And yes, it's quite terrifying when you getting ready to unassign an order. You see that it give you a little mini heart attack, right? DoorDash wants you to think that you are literally one tap away from being getting a contract violation, which can lead to deactivation. We know how that goes. But I'm here to tell you, that's not the case. What can you do? How can you avoid this? According to YouTube, 65% of you guys are subscribed. Shout out to you for hitting that subscribe button. But we got 35% that are watching this video and have not hit that subscribe button. If you are one of that 35%, I need you to hit that subscribe button right now because you got me messed up. Let's get back to the video. What does this brand new scary screen ultimately mean? If you unassign an order, will you get a contract violation? That's what we're here to talk about today. First and foremost, shout out to all my new dashers out there. This is the kind of information that's crucial that you have so you don't make the wrong decision while you out there. Now, first and foremost, you got to break down the wording because it's all about the words they choose to use to try to confuse. Clarity and clarification can go a long way, y'all. Now, DoorDash technically isn't lying when they saying it can lead to a contract violation. They technically not lying. But what they doing is they using a fear tactic. They using fear. $6, 3 miles. No, thank you. They're using fear to scare you into thinking that if you unassign, you will possibly get a contract violation. And here's the thing. They technically not lying, but they are. And I'm going to tell you how. Because look, it's going to be some times when it's definitely going to be safe to unassign. And then it's going to be other times where it's not so safe to unassign and you could potentially put yourself in a situation where you get a violation. Let's go ahead and break it down. The safest times to unassign an order is before you even pick up the order. What the hell do you mean by before you even pick up the order? Let's go ahead and break it down. Before you pick up an order means before you arrive at the pickup. If you're a DoorDash driver, you know how the process go. You get the order, the order comes to your phone, you accept it. You drive to the merchant, you got to mark arrived. And once you mark arrived, you go to the next screen, which lets you continue with the next steps, which would be probably take a picture of the order, verify, some level of verification, right? You following along with me? What I'm saying is the safe time to unassign the order is before you hit arrived at store. If you do that, you never have to worry about seeing this message. Never. Because the only time that I can see where, I can't even see you getting that message, because if you have never arrived at the store, how can they even threaten you with a contract violation? So look, extremely low pay is a situation where I would unassign before I arrive. Huge stacked add-ons that don't make sense. If you can help it, just don't accept the order in the first place. But if you happen to accept it and then you realize like, hey, you know what, this actually ain't worth my time, I'm actually gonna pass on this, unassign it before you arrive at the merchant. Let's see, you in a drive-through line, you already hit arrived, right? But it's taking like 30 minutes. Go ahead, unassign in, because at that point, you should have a worry-free unassign at the unassign page. So you should be good to go right there. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to give you an example. If I pull up to a drive-thru and it's wrapped around the building, if I'm pulling up, I probably ain't marked arrived yet. If I pull up and that drive-thru wrapped all the way around the building, I'm unassigning before I even hit arrived, and I'm just going to take a hit to my completion rate. That's the best way to go. Now, let's talk about situations where unassigning can be dangerous, and it could lead to a contract violation. Unassigning after you pick up, meaning after you have verified the order, after you have taken a picture, entered in the numbers, whatever the verification for pickup may be. After you have done that, then you putting yourself in a position where you are potentially violating the independent contractor agreement that you signed up for to give you access to the platform. At that point, you may be potentially violating that term of service and be putting yourself in a situation where you could get a contract violation. Because once you have the food, failing to deliver or improperly dropping off can be treated as failure or order abandonment. So you got to keep that in mind. And that's when deactivations and withheld pay are most definitely on the table. Now, what can you do to avoid this? If you have already hit, I picked up the order, and you need to unassign, it's ways to do that to make sure you safely and securely can protect your account. I would recommend that you hit up DoorDash support in some way or some form, either through the in-app chat or straight up getting them on the horn. Hey, hello, excuse me, I know I messed up and hit the wrong button, but I need you to rectify this situation on your end because I'm trying to win. And I don't need you thinking I got this order when I ain't got it. And plus, time is money. I'm trying to keep on delivering. You know what I'm saying? So if it's a serious situation where the address is wrong, you already accepted the order, it's the drive-through wrapped around the building, these are reasonable situations where you can unassign. And if you need to, if it's gonna save you from getting that violation, or even if you think you're gonna get it, just go ahead and call support, message support. That right there is the trick to saving you and protecting your account in the long term. And if you understand how completion rate works, you can use that to your benefit and unassign orders before you arrive, if that's something that you're really trying to prioritize, right? Eventually, if your completion rate gets too low, you can get kicked off the schedule, you can get deactivated. So you definitely want to make sure you above that minimum threshold. But I want to emphasize, just have professional habits. You know, if you doing DoorDash, you're going to begin to build a system of merchants you like to deal with, pickups that's, you know, always ready, some that take more time than usual. You're going to build a system around your market. So if you begin to implement some professional tactics while analyzing your system, you're going to minimize the chances of you encountering the situation where you need to unassign. I hope that's making sense to you. So look, think of your completion rate as like a buffer zone, like a little safety area. A few strategic unassigns every now and then can go a long way. But if you live at the minimum and you keep unassigning and bailing on orders at the last minute, that's when an unassign can really lead to a contract violation or a potential deactivation. So I would invite you to comment below the craziest order that you have ever had to unassign on. Whether you saw the warning screen or not, let me know. Drop a comment, because there's some crazy orders out there. I tell you right now, you know, I picked up an order one time and they was talking about it was supposed to be a retail pickup at Walgreens, ended up being a pharmacy order. Oh no, it's all types of extra levels of verification on this. I can't do it. I can't do it at all. If this video helped you understand what this message really means, do me a favor. Hit the like button so more dashers can get this information, and maybe it'll help a few more dashers along the way. Do that for me. I'm not doing no late night deliveries. But if you out there doing late night deliveries, just be aware that you may see this screen, right? But it's okay. Do what you have learned in this video when you get stuck in that long drive-through, or when you feel like you don't want to be stuck in that long drive-through. Do the things that you have learned in this video, and you'll be safe, and you won't ever have to worry about a contract violation from unassigning the order or anything like that. And remember, the chat feature for DoorDash support can be your best friend in situations like this when you're just not sure, or if you hit the wrong button and it wasn't your fault, or you know the phone fell while you was driving. I get it, things happen. Hit up support, let them know what's going on, let them cancel the order on their end. And sometimes they'll lie and be like, hey, you still getting a violation, or you still getting a hit to your completion rate. It is what it is. But do your due diligence and protect your DoorDash account and your way to make earnings on the DoorDash platform. I'll see you in the next video. I'm out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.